As is customary, we will begin with opening statements. 5 weeks ago, because of the work of Director Patel, we learned that the former chair of the House Intelligence Committee and current United States Senator leaked classified information. We learned this because a whistleblower came forward. Whistleblower with 23 years experience in the intelligence community, a Democrat staffer on the committee, said this: they were pressured to leak classified information, which sort of raises the obvious question. Why would the head of the Intelligence Committee, the chair of that committee, who's supposed to be guarding our secrets, why would he be encouraging the leaking of classified information? Whistleblower told us that answer as well. The leaked information was supposed to be used, the leaked information, false information, was going to be used to indict President Trump. Now, the former chairman wasn't the only person leaking information. Jim Comey was also sharing things he wasn't supposed to share. Again, don't take my word for it. The Inspector General told us this. In his report, he said, quote, James Comey violated FBI policy by disclosing classified information. And what was Comey's motive? Same as the senator from California: to sabotage and undermine President Trump's first term. And we know that Mr. Comey's not been shy about what his objective was. In fact, 4 months ago, he told us. Remember this? 8647. Jim Comey told us just 4 months ago. Now, how'd they do it? How did the former chair of the intel community, the former FBI director, and others in our government attempt to undermine President Trump's first term?
Today's hearing on FBI oversight turned into a powerful showdown. Jim Jordan and Kash Patel laid out bombshell evidence exposing corruption, cover-ups, and political manipulation inside the intelligence community. The names Adam Schiff, James Comey, and Chris Wray were at the center of it all. Stay tuned, because this was one of the most revealing hearings yet. And before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the truth others won't tell you.
7 weeks ago, because of the good work of the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, we learned from another whistleblower, a second whistleblower, that in the closing days of the Obama administration, the intelligence community assessment was changed. On December 5th, 2016, they had one assessment. That assessment said Russia did not impact the election vote count. There was a meeting at the White House on December 9th, 2016, where it was decided, no, we're not going to have that. We're going to come up with a new one. And the new one said Russia was trying to influence election and did influence election, which just wasn't accurate. And that new one is published on January 6, 2017. Let's just show you a few things that took place. I want to show you first this email from Admiral Rogers, the head of the NSA. You can see it was December 22nd. It says to Jim, John, and Jim Clapper, John Brennan, Jim Comey. And he says, I asked my team if they've had sufficient access to the underlying intelligence, sufficient time to review that intelligence. On both points, my team raised concern. Further states, my folks aren't fully comfortable. A few hours later, there's an email back to Admiral Rogers. This one is from Jim Clapper, and it says this: it is essential that we be on the same page and all of us are supportive of the report in the highest tradition of, that's our story and we're sticking to it. We may have to compromise on our normal modalities. This is one project that has to be a team sport. That's our story and we're sticking to it. Compromise on normal modalities, that's a fancy way of saying, that's the government speak for we're going to have to change the rules. In fact, we're not going to follow our own rules. And that's exactly what they did, to get the objective they wanted, to undermine President Trump.
Jim Jordan opened the hearing by going straight at Adam Schiff, accusing him of pressuring staff to leak classified information. A whistleblower with over 20 years in the intelligence community confirmed Schiff encouraged leaking false information designed to undermine Donald Trump. Jordan made it clear, instead of protecting America's secrets, Schiff used his position to push a political agenda. Jordan then turned the spotlight on James Comey. The Inspector General already confirmed Comey violated FBI policy by leaking classified information, and his motive was the same as Schiff's: sabotaging Trump's first term. Comey wasn't shy about admitting his goal, and this hearing exposed how far he was willing to go to achieve it. Evidence showed that in late 2016, Top intelligence officials, including John Brennan, James Clapper, and Comey, rewrote an assessment to claim Russia influenced the election. Emails revealed they pressured teams to ignore concerns and stick to the story. At the center of it all was the discredited Steele dossier, paid for by the Clinton campaign. Despite knowing it was garbage, they used it to brief President-elect Trump and then leaked it to the press, sparking the Russia hoax. Kash Patel was praised throughout the hearing for exposing this corruption and bringing accountability. He formed a strike force to investigate possible crimes, removed 21,000 violent criminals from the streets, rescued 4,000 children, and arrested 1,300 predators. He ended the FBI's weaponization. No more spying on parents, no more pre-dawn raids on pro-life activists, and no more retaliation against whistleblowers. Patel revealed shocking details about FBI informants on January 6, showing that 26 sources were inside the Capitol, but none faced charges, unlike regular citizens. Chris Wray wasn't spared either. Patel revealed information that Wray never shared with Congress, about FBI surveillance of Catholics, about confidential informants, and about misleading lawmakers. Wray repeatedly denied or downplayed these issues, but Patel brought the facts to light, proving that the FBI leadership under Wray was not being honest with the American people. This hearing made one thing clear: Jim Jordan and Kash Patel are fighting to expose the truth, while Adam Schiff, James Comey, and Chris Wray stand accused of weaponizing intelligence for political gain. Patel's leadership has not only revealed the corruption but also delivered real results in protecting Americans. What do you think? Should Schiff, Comey, and Wray be held accountable for their actions? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to click that subscribe button on Capitol Insights so you never miss the next update.